Hey everybody, it's Angie with Heart Wellness Coaching. I just finished such a delicious dinner and it was so easy, and I was able to kind of just put it together in different stages through the afternoon, and it came together so nice. I wanted to share. So I did start with looking at a recipe on Pinterest, and it was I was looking for a recipe for cod. So I have a bunch of cod that I got at Costco, a great deal on a really mild fish. And a lot of times I'll do fish tacos with cod, but I already had fish tacos earlier this week, so I wanted to do something different. So I found this recipe, and generally I use recipes as a framework, and then I just kind of do my own thing because I'm really bad at following directions. And I also feel like I'm an intuitive cook, and that's what I'd like to teach people who work with me as a wellness coach and in my program, is to be intuitive about cooking. And so you don't have to feel like you've got to follow every recipe to a T, which sometimes that just feels kind of overwhelming. You just want to be able to throw things together with what you have in the kitchen. So I definitely use it as a framework, but I really did my own thing with this. And look how delicious it looks. So I already had one. There was 2 pieces of cod, and I already had one. So there's one more piece of cod here. So basically, I started off with cutting up some vegetables that I had in the fridge. So I had zucchini, mushrooms, asparagus, and I had some beets. And so I cut the beets really thin because, as you know, beets are really, they're really dense and firm, and they take a lot longer to cook. So I sliced them really thin so that they would cook as quick as everything else. And then I sliced the zucchini and the mushrooms a little thicker so that they wouldn't get too cooked, too done. And then olives. And so, but yeah, so I put the zucchini, the mushrooms, the asparagus, and the beets in the bottom of the casserole dish. And then I dried the fish off and did some sprinkled both sides with salt, pepper, garlic powder, a little bit of fennel and cumin and paprika. And yeah, I think that's it. And then I coated both sides, and then I put the fish on top of the veggies. So that was all that was in there. And then I made the tomato and olive like salsa kind of thing. So I didn't have any fresh tomatoes, which is what the recipe called for, but I did have canned. So I had canned diced tomatoes. So I put the diced tomatoes and the olives together, and I threw in some lemon, some red wine vinegar, some oregano, and some paprika. And and olive oil, and I just mixed that all up and threw it on top of the fish and the veggies, and then just cooked it for like 20, maybe 25 minutes until the fish was flaky and done. And it was amazing. It was so delicious. So I'm gonna put into the description above the video everything that I used, how I made the tomato olive salsa, the seasonings that I used for the fish. And then you can make it your own. You can add whatever vegetables you happen to have in the fridge. Just make sure that you chop them up small enough that they'll cook in 25 minutes, and they won't be too crunchy when you pull the fish out when the fish is done. So this is basically just like a kind of a Mediterranean fish dish. And yeah, turned out great. And so this would be something very quick and easy to make on a weeknight. Just wanted to share, and let me know if you have any questions. Have a great night.